Hey, what up? Welcome in. Hello. What up? Welcome in. Hello. Things are going to be interesting today because I don't know if it was successful. I don't know if it was successful in the sense that it helped anything. I did reset a ton of OBS things. It doesn't seem like it honestly helped. And it for some reason OBS still seems like it's being a butt. I don't know. But you know what, man? We're just going to take it for what it is right now. It's fine. We'll get there. Or is that think of the 5-month prime, dude? Hello, friends. Hi. Oh my goodness. It'll be fine. I had to remake scenes. I had to redo some stuff. Tried to yeah. Some things I had to remake from scratch and it was fine. I mean, there's going to be things missing, in other words, or in the wrong place, but we'll figure it out as we go. It's fine. It'll be fine. All right. Let's see. Do I sound quiet? Oh, do I sound quiet? You tell me. Because if it is, I can always turn the volume up on my microphone. Having a over the music. Okay. Well, is it that my mic is too low or is it the music is too loud? Sounds fine. Okay. Can we poke it with a stick? Oh, OBS? Yeah, that'd be fine with me. We can poke it with a stick. See what happens. Yeah. OBS will be rebuilt. How you use it most lately and now have a million. Oh, not have a million things? Yeah, I know. Oh, we'll see, man. All in due time. Oh, I can't hear the alerts. That's going to be another OBS thing. In other words, what that is turning stuff on and off again on my end, but it'll be fine. Yeah. Dark Wolven, hello, how are you? It's a comfy volume. There we go. All right, let me disable some of these and re-enable these so that way I can hear what's going on. Because that's always the case. It is always the case. Over there, the mighty OBS. Yeah, mighty my butt. Mighty my butt. All right. That should be better. That should be better. Okay. And then let me double check and make sure that it didn't change where the monitoring is, because that could also be an issue. If it's monitoring from the wrong location, then I'm not going to be able to hear a damn thing. Still can't hear it. We'll get there. Purple Octopus, thank you for the 5 months. Hooligan, thank you for the 9 months. Hello, friends. Hi, Tika. How's the weekend going? It's going well, dude. Tis going well. The misses and little misses come home today. So they'll be home later today, which is nice. Yeah. Matches the shirt. It does match the shirt. All right. That should be good. Yeah, it seems like you're the only person I've heard have an issue. I would assume it's definitely something on your Discord end. I can only assume. All right. That should be good. I'll test that as we go. Adjust that. Okay. With you being near the new... Oh, no. I don't base who I'm rooting for off of my location and who's close to me at all. No, not really. It's more like with these two teams, I don't care about either of these teams. I have no dog in this race. If one of them wins and one of them loses, I don't care who it is. I'll pick one just to root for. And then if they lose, well, that's the nice part. When you're not that invested, it doesn't matter that much. Now, you can make it fun, though. You can make it fun and like bet with each other. Like we do that internally with our family. We all pick a team who's going to win or who do we want to win sort of thing. Who do I think will win? I don't know. I have not watched them play much at all this season. We were also watching the Puppy Bowl earlier. Julie Beans, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Terry, I'll think of the 14 months. If I miss alerts, it's because I can't hear them. I'm trying to fix it. Like I said, I've had to rebuild a bunch of stuff on OBS. So I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Mayor. Sports ball. Kiwi, I'm good. How are you? Lord, hello. Yeah, I think my PC is partially yelling at me saying like, listen, you might want to upgrade your PC at some point. Yeah. Set of spicy wings each time. No, absolutely not. I'm not trying to make it awful. Patriots are probably going to win. It's starting to get, I mean, it is. Technically, it is getting older now, but it's been perfectly fine till now. Till now. I know. And it is so expensive. And literally everything, man. I've been holding off as much as I possibly can. And I think it's reaching its end. It is what it is, dude. I'm going to have to do what I got to do. Yeah, I'll just sell one of the kids. Which one do you guys want me to get rid of? It's always good till it isn't. Touche. It's nice living near a micro center. That's nice. Chinggis is near a micro center. Yeah. Yeah. Lag? I have no lag. Santi, you might want to check every one of your devices. You seem to have a lot of issues that are happening. What are we looking to buy? A PC. Oh, just build a better one. Yeah, just build a better one. So long as Josie is Josie, yeah, she's fine. She's fine. I was thinking the oldest, you know, he could carry a lot of stuff, you know, does a lot of work. Which one doesn't eat their veggies? Landon. It's Landon for sure. He's a chicken nugget guy. No, they're all good. They all eat their veggies. No, they're all good children's. They do all the good stuff, man. They're really good about that. They make sure that if they're eating something not great, they're like, well, I'm going to make sure I'm eating something with it that is really good. Yeah. In-flight Wi-Fi. Ooh, I hope the flight's going well. Scorpio, think of the 8 months. I can't. This always happens whenever I can't hear alerts where I enable like twice, and then all of a sudden I can hear it again. That usually works. So I'm going to give that a whirl. Give me a second. I'm going to disable some of my sources here and then re-enable. And I bet I'll all of a sudden be able to hear them. We'll see. Cats, hello. Sell them all except for Josie. Oh my God. The poor children. All right. Main alerts. Main alerts. That should be the one. Okay. Go over there. Do this. Oh, there's something I just thought of that's probably too late now. But it's not. Oh boy. Oh, that might. Well, okay. Well, today's going to be interesting. Because I disabled, because I uninstalled and reinstalled OBS, I just remembered. Hold on. Unless it's saved, I might be okay. It might have saved my VOD settings, as in like what audio sources get saved and which don't. It might have saved them. Like to the, you know what I mean? Yeah. Am I going to play horror games too? Well, yeah, HELLMART is a horror game. Yeah. Hype for HELLMART? Yeah. We'll see how it goes, man. I'm excited to try it. Dark Wolf, hello. Sniper, how are you? All right, give me a sec. Let me go to Stream Elements and do a test. I got to try. Dr. Christian, hello. All right, go to overlays. Main alerts. Okay, I'm going to send a couple through. I still can't hear it. I'm assuming. Oh, it was really soft. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I can hear it. I think I can hear it now. Oh, I think it worked. Yes. Yes. All right, never mind. I think we're good. I think we're in good shape. Play some of the cool horror games. I know. Unfortunately, that's the thing about not having a PC. I mean, you will be able to do it soon. There's that Steam whatever box they're coming out with soon. Hey Nick, what's up? Welcome in. Today we are playing HELLMART, friends. I never played the demo. I haven't played this at all. I've seen little bits. We saw the trailer yesterday, which looked crazy. So it should be fun. Oh, Steam is being laggy. Oh boy. All right. Well, hopefully this doesn't kill my computer. We're going to figure it out. The Steam machine. Yeah. Yeah. Is HELLMART the one where you have to kill? I don't know. I don't know, Mira. That's a great question. All I know is that it's like Supermarket Sim if it was a horror game. Yeah. The drops are appearing in the middle of the screen? You mean the drops? Wait, what do you mean the drops? I'm confused. The less you know, the better. That's kind of where I went with that. I didn't want to watch playthroughs. I didn't want to watch anybody playing it. I know the sub thing is showing up here. I know that. What is the Steam machine all about? It's your ability to access Steam and be able to play Steam games on its own separate console. Yeah. Oh, the sub showing up over here. Oh, that's fine. That's fine because as long as on the main game scene they're showing up like underneath my cam, we'll be fine. It should. Drifter, thank you for the subs. I heard that. Plus, can't forget the new Xbox console. There's going to be a new Xbox console? What? What? No, if you're ever curious what game I'm going to play, it's always underneath the stream. Or if you do !game, it's typically loaded up. We're not doing fast today. No. Ooh, an Xbox handheld? Ooh, are you going to be able to play like old Xbox games? Listen, as a nostalgia junkie, that kind of stuff excites me. That's a big mug, sir. Listen, Chiba doesn't know I have this. Listen, I need you to understand why this exists. Chiba doesn't, he was not paying attention. He doesn't know that I have this. This mug, this style mug is his favorite mug. And he broke it accidentally by setting it down. So Kill made this really funny video of him with this style mug. They don't make this anymore. This was from like, I don't know, 2009 or something. So Kill made this really funny video of him with the mug. And I told Kill, I said, oh, Kill, I'm extending this. I said, Kill, I'm going to go buy the mug. So I did. So I did. So here we are. He has no idea. He hasn't seen it yet. Yep. I love it. Also, I'm washing all my other mugs too. Wales, thank you for the 28 months. Mark, welcome in, dude. Thank you for the follow. Gonna lurk and grind fast. Do your thing, Frog. Do your thing. We're gonna open HELLMART right now, and hopefully my computer does not explode. That is the plan. If it's too loud, I'm so sorry. But we will see. Like I said, man, I think that's just it's a sign from above that's like, listen, I think it's time for you to move on. I think it's time. Like I said, if any of my scenes are messed up, if you see something in the wrong place, please tell me and I'll fix it. Oh, the music stops when I go over here. That's cute. Still fun to watch Chief's roller coaster of emotions watching Kill's video. Oh, that was wonderful. That was so funny. Wants to be friends? Ugh. How's the volume so far? I can always adjust whenever we need to. If you encounter any issues or notice bugs, please let us know in the Discord server. We'll be happy to hear your feedback and do our best to help enjoy the game. A little bit loud? I can turn it down a little bit. Volume's louder than me. Okay. Audio. Is it because the music is louder than me? Like I could drop the music to 50. The master volume, they have it set at 50, which is actually kind of nice. Music's much louder. Yeah, what about that guy? Because I don't know if this game incorporates a ton of music. I'm just going to assume it does when it comes to like crazy scenes, being chased or something like that. I want to make sure that the music exists, but I also don't want it to be overbearing. That's good now. Okay, we can always adjust later. Game quest markers. Oh, interesting. Display borderless. And borderless windows. Oh, I'm sad. Video field of view is 60. That's fine. Controls, audio. Okay, we're just gonna let it ride. It seems good. Yeah, 40 to 50 does seem good. Yeah. I think it'll be quieter later. Okay. Okay. The music's gonna stop for a second, so I'm gonna do this because I'm about to click away. So make it sound like a really nice supermarket sim horror game. I'm surprised. No, I know. I've seen it. There's a new Bite Night. I know. It's on the list. It's on the list. I might play that on Wednesday because I know that's probably a shorter game. Shorter in the sense of all the games that are possible, right? All right. Let's do this. All right. I'm going to try the things today, man. We're going to see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then we'll just be here for today. And that's absolutely 1,000,000% fine. But we're going to try. Imagine how much his trip to the dentist cost. Ugh. Ay caramba. I'm glad your camera is mostly in front of the person. I mean, I could change that. Here, do you want to be down there? Is that better? There you go. Look at it. Just stare into its eyes. Give it a nice kiss. There you go. It wants to be a friend. Just be its friend. It's fine. That's so much worse. Me? I know. It's like the same. There's no difference between. Just keep your eyes in the top right. It's like the same thing. There's no change. Should we give it a name? We can't give it a name yet, dude. There's 3 endings apparently, by the way. Hi, Rained. How are you? All right. That looks okay. I'm trying. Like, I'm pushing my limits here. If I need to stop certain things, I will. I just opened the app. Sorry. The eyelid. Dude, I know. They look like they're like ripped up. It's all gross and stuff. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes today, friends. Like I said, I uninstalled and reinstalled. I don't know if that's going to fix things, but I'm hoping it does, at least for the time being. Can we name it? I don't think we should be allowed to name it until we see it in person. That's my personal opinion. I think once we see it in person, we can then decide what we're going to call it. Never heard of this game. Does it have multiplayer? I don't think it has multiplayer. 6 foot? I don't think so. I am. Hello. Bills. Hello. Hey, Logix. How are you, friend? Does it seem okay right now? I don't even, dude. There's so many things happening at once, man. Can we call it Steve? We're not naming it yet. I wonder what the new map is for Faz. I know. We're all waiting to hear about it. We probably won't hear about it till later in the year, man. Honestly, your husband names everything Bob. I feel like I name everything Steve. And I don't know why. AD, welcome over, dude. Hello. Oh my God. Subaru, hello, friend. Yeah, we're trying today, man. We're just gonna give it a shot, see how it goes. And the new event, right? Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see all the new fast stuff happening. Hopefully we get news sooner rather than later, friends. I sure freaking hope so. Why is that not scrollable? Hello. Okay. So obviously, friends, today it is not the norm. It is not Faz today. Normally we save different games for Wednesdays, but you know what, man? I need to start jumping on these games when they come out. I wait too long, and by the time I go to play it, I've heard so much about it already that I know I want to go in kind of surprised. All right, let's see if this works. It might. It might. Okay. All right, let's click back into this and turn that off. Hey, my son Bruce, I'm good. How are you? Too many games, too little time. I know, man. I know. Today, so it's technically, in a manner of speaking, because, well, I started late because we have some work that's being done downstairs. But I have like a hard cut off at like 5. Hard cut. Because I need to get out. I need to get offline. I need to get food and things. So we will go. How's the fam? Fam's good, dude. The missus and little Miss Izzy come home today, so that'll be nice. It's best if you know nothing. Right. Well, the other part of it too is that if you play it when it first comes out, oh God, if you play it when it first comes out, everybody that is watching with you knows nothing about it. You know what I mean? Just clone yourself so you can have one do the daily grind. Oh, I'll work on it. Yeah. Do you want us to keep tips to ourselves? I don't mind. Like, the one thing I don't want when I play games like this is I don't want go over there, do this, go do that, go do this. If you don't know what the game is like or what it's about, absolutely don't be afraid to chime in. If you know, then I would hold it back. I like don't spoil anything if you can help it. You know what I mean? If you can help it. Yeah. No super backseating. It's okay if you see that I'm missing something over and over and over again, then please feel free to yell at me because you know that I'm going to. All right. This is HELLMART. This is basically Supermarket Simulator if it's a horror game. I think that's the way that it has been best explained to me. So there's 3 endings. So that's nice. There's a lot of teeth. Great. Let's go. Okay, that was weird. What just happened? Like, oh, how do you prefer to play? With markers or without? Should I do with markers? What do you guys think? That way we're not getting too lost. Like, I don't want to put training wheels on or anything like that, but I feel like it would keep the ball rolling. Yeah. All right. Oh. Hope they pay me well for this job. Help wanted, manager of convenience shop, I assume. Stocking shelves, running the register, and cleaning. Okay. Hi, Luke. Is that my way of talking? Just need to wait for the bus. Well, I'm like, that's like random bits of lag. Hey, there's my bus. What's this say? Why am I so short? That must be my bus. Now I need to find a vacant seat. Why can't I see the driver? Hey. I feel like I'm in like Forrest Gump. Can't sit here. Seat's taken. You can sit down if you want to. Oh, God. All right. Sweet digs. All right, we're off. Short King. Hey, Nova, what's up? Everyone is mean. Damn, dude, just wanted a seat on the bus. Like the random bits. If I move the mouse too much, I lag. Hold on. I'm going to pause this for a second. What is happening with the video? I can't even change. Okay, the display. Let's change this just in case. I don't know what the graphics are on medium. It's fine. All right, let's go back. Let's continue. Does that help at all? There was somebody here. Where did they go? Something about that guy was wrong. Yeah, he's no longer here. Don't forget to pay your fare. I can kind of see the driver. Dude, am I? Yeah. Hi, Mr. Song. We got to figure out the random bits of lag that I'm getting because I definitely don't want those to happen often. That would suck. That would be stinky. Oh, that scared me. Oh, Jesus. Bro, I thought... Oh, my God. Silly, I'm good. How are you? Oh. Congratulations, you've been hired as a proud employee of HELLMART. Bus scare. Haven't really had a chance to look around yet. It's quiet. It's quiet. A little too quiet. That's perfect. A full week to enjoy the silence away from city noise. Hold, please. All right, let me make sure this is good. I'm double checking things. Hi, Mira. Hello. Yeah, today it's almost like today's a little bit of a test day because I had to reinstall a bunch of stuff. So I'm just making sure that everything is running smoothly. And so far it seems okay from what I can tell. Charlie Brown, yeah. Anyway, let's get down to business. First, you need to get inside the store. Got it? I'll head around the building then. The door next to you is locked from the inside. The back door. Once you're in, find the pager on the register. That's how I'll send you instructions. Okay. The store might be a bit messy, so go ahead and start cleaning. You'll find everything you need inside. Oh my God, dude. Let me in. Once you're done, get some rest for your shift. The break room's on the other side of the store. Think you can find it? I think I'll manage. End the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Good golly, Miss Molly. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. Our poor sweet Case. Oh no, he's missing. How do we find him? Oh my God. So we're missing Queso. We're missing Foxy, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Bro, look at their images. Oh my God. 8-bit. That's so funny. Let me in. All right. Ooh, what's back here? Oh, it's like an extra store. I don't think it's possible for Queso to disappear. Okay. That's not very nice. All right, there we go. Sam, think of it the 16 months, by the way. All right. Dear, think of it the Daily Heart Me, dude. The pager should be at the register. Why did it all of a sudden become red? Pager.
Ooh.
What a fantastic start to my shift. Grab cleaning tools. Okay. Well, well, they're right here. Cleaning. Keeping store clean is part of the duties. Don't let dirt build up. Watch the indicator on the right. Each cleaned mess earns you a small amount of cash. Nice. Select a tool in your inventory. Tab. Sponge for windows and walls. Mop for floor. Okay. Oh. There we go. Oh, and it shows with the little indicators, it shows you where the goop is. That's nice. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Running a store in the apocalypse. I don't think it's the apocalypse. I think it's just filthy. I think it's just dirty. Am I getting a quarter? Seriously, am I earning a quarter a window? Making so much money, dude. Better than nothing. Okay. What a lovely day at a totally normal supermarket. That's right. Yeah, there's a good question. Is it like, I have a pager. Like what day and age is this supposed to be? Time for a break. That was a lot of work. I did just earn like $1.50. Almost had it. Oh shit, my sensitivity just went up like crazy. Oh God. Hold on, I gotta fix it. Sandstorm. Oh God. Is that my mouse? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I think it's my mouse. Mistakes were made. Shit. I don't know why all of a sudden the DP just went up to like 50,000. I've got to fix it. Hold on. Whoops. Oh, when I uninstalled and reinstalled stuff, it must have done something wrong. Yeah, it shot up to 6,400. Well, that explains why it was a little spicy. All right. All right, there we go. 32, that's better. All right, maybe we try that. Let's see. That seems a little bit better. I'm going to bring it down actually a skosh. What about 2,200? I don't want it to be nauseating. Yeah, it's better. There we go. No, I didn't break the mouse. I just, there's a button. There must be a button attached to the mouse right now to change the DPI. Yeah. Chelsea, thank you for the 27 months. Thank you, friend. All right, so put that away. You do that. There we go. Oh, the break room should be around here somewhere. Well, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
HELLMART, the store where I found you. Hang in there, baby. We're watching you. Don't do anything stupid. Steve Queen, Day and Night. Okay, okay. That's the sequel. What if they did, though? That would actually be really funny. Make like a humor game based on that. All right. Let's go to bed. Yeah, let's go. I went to sleep. Complete the prologue. Oh my. All right. I'm coming. Oh, now it's green in here. All right. What is with the color changes? What? Why do I have to go? Why do I have to go outside? Did you get some sleep? Kind of ready to work, or you could have picked a coffee. You know what? Kind of ready to work. That's the spirit. All right, let's get to it. Remember the core rules of HELLMART. First, during the day, sell enough products to meet your quota and keep the store clean. Got it. Sell by day, keep things under control at night. And third, never leave the store at night, ever. You can check these and other rules anytime on the plate next to the register. For now, head to the storage and stock the shelves. A fresh delivery came in while you were resting. Haven't heard any dropping. Not surprising, you were out cold. Just know the new products arrive to storage every morning. Okay. It's a little bit easier. You don't have to like worry about ordering stuff, so that's nice. That's nice. Once the shelves are stocked, go ahead and open the store. I'll call again this evening before the night shift. Good luck. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Brown's part-time job after retirement. Hello? Interesting. Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't know where that guy is. I don't know. I saw him creeping.
Mm-hmm.
Snowed in, at least they didn't jack the damn shovel. I keep hearing random noises, dude. Alright, let's get out of here. This is like, this is too soon, man. You know what I mean? It's too soon. I got a shovel! Oh, okay. New boxes with products arrive here daily to restock the supermarket shelves. Each section can hold up to 4 product types, and daily stock is limited. Take a box from storage rack, left mouse button, and stock it on the shelves in the matching section. If you need to return goods to the storage, take an empty box from the stack near the entrance. I just skipped it on accident. Hey, Lesser, how are you? Can I put this? There we go. Freddy's Finest Pizza. Does that say chips? Backwards? Special offer of the day. 1 + 1 = 2. What the hell? There's a few references there. Cheaps.
Hmm.
All right, this one goes to the snack section. Okay. Still a little concerned as to where that guy went. All right, anywhere, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Need to dump the box trash containers out back. All right, now we're getting the swing of it. It'd be good to restock the grocery shelves. Hello? Was it that guy? Don't jump out at me. I'll poop. I swear to God. Wait, who stocked all this? I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Drain clown. Eat with us, be healthy. Complex of 8 vitamins and no fear. What the hell? Hello? I'm almost certain that that was the creep hole that was with us on the bus. I'm almost certain of it. Hiding in the turlet? It looked like it. All right, I guess we're open. Flip the sign to open. I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I just did that thing. Okay. Day shift. Your shift begins once you flip the sign and customers will start arriving. Okay, just gotta wait for the first customers. During the day, you must sell other products. Oh, enough products to meet the daily quota. Failing to meet the quota by the end of the shift will lead to horrifying consequences. What the hell? What the hell? All right. Technical break, it says. I guess we'll wait here for our first customer. I think since re-adding stuff, I think my camera might be in a weird position, but I can't tell. We'll just wait here for this guy. Sounds legit for retail. Hi, welcome to HELLMART. Let me know if you need anything. Serve first customer at the register. But I want to follow him around. Hey, what are you buying? Hey, do you need any help? Hey. Psst. Oh, second customer. Hey, if you need anything, let me know. Hey, what are you buying? Hello, welcome in. What do we need here? Grab the item, swipe it left. So you have to swipe the things across the scanner. Okay. That's pretty cool. After scanning all the items, take the customer's payment, return the change. Satisfied customer tips you a small amount. Oh, nice. We get tips. We get tips. Given incorrect change may upset the customer or raise the quota. Oh, yikes. Hello. Oh, I need to scan your stuff, don't I? There we go. There we go. Put that in there. What do you give me? Oh, it's over here. Total $4. Received $4. Oh, no. No. How do I check out? Are you new here? I know every face in town except yours. Yeah, today's my first day. Wonderful. I come here nearly every day. I think we'll get along just fine. Oh, sorry. Your predecessor once gave me the wrong change. I didn't say anything at the time, but I noticed. I had to teach him a little lesson. Is that a threat? Oh, not at all. I never threaten. I just observe. Anyways, folks around here are friendly and full of smiles. You'll fit right in. Dude, I have customers. I need you to fucking wrap it up. Get out of here. Hi, Rogue. How are you? Oh, some bread. Is that a skull on that bread? $2, $2. See you later. Hello, sir. Welcome in. How are you? What do you have here? Oh, cheaps. He has cheaps. $2, $2. Get out of here, you crazy kids. You have to actually swipe stuff. It's pretty cool. Bro, they're going off into the mist. What the hell? What the hell? Hey, Jeezy, welcome in. Now we wait. Hi, Spirit. How are you? All right. Cute. Reach the daily. Okay. Well, how am I going to do that? Why are the windows dirty? Oh, I need to clean. Oh, you're right. I forgot. I could do that while all that's happening. Oh, yeah. There we go. Anything else to clean? Oh, sorry. Nothing with the sponge. Okay. What is this game about? It's basically Supermarket Simulator if it became a horror game. Yeah, I'm making all the quarters, dude. Hello. Do you need a cleaning? See another customer. Okay. Did you get a tip? Oh, I don't know. Did I? Hi. What do you have? Cereals. Oh, don't forget to do the maze on the back. It's a good time for everybody. All right, 5 and 5. See you later. No, the customers do not react to my shenanigans. No. In the top right. Oh, hello. In the top right, there's like a can. What does that stand for? Welcome in, sir. Hello. What are these drinks? What is this? Is it a beer? All right. That totals $4. It's only $4. Didn't the register used to be against the other wall? I'm sure I paid over there last time. Sorry, it's my first day. I wouldn't know. I see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Still feels like the store has changed, though. All right. I won't bother you. Have a nice day. Yes, please. Thank you. Bye. I have customers. You will wait on the phone. Give me your money. Give me the money. What the? Oh, sorry. Okay, get out of here. I gotta go answer the phone. Excuse me. Congratulations, you hit your first quota. That's what that sound was. That wasn't too hard. Looks like I've got a capable one on my hands. Using the security system computer to help you, but first you need to log in. The password is hell. I think you remember that. Okay, dude, I get like, listen, I appreciate the help so much. But I gotta go. I'm so, oh God damn it. The computer lets monitors store the VIA cameras on the management of the systems. First log into the system, then open the security program, check the store. Okay, that's great. Oh my God damn it. Locals seem pretty friendly, lots of smiles. Sometimes they put, okay, that's great. Just trying to do my job. I'm trying to do my job. Tutorial level right in the middle. I know. Give me your hell bread. Ooh, total $5, received 6. So we need to give you a buckarooski, and then there you go. Hey, Ghosty, the game is good. We just started. Hi, ma'am. How are you? What's your name? Oh, okay. No. F me, right? give you $1. Oh, whoops. There we go. All right. We will log into here. So here's the security. Oh, 1996. Bro. I'm sorry. Was there somebody on the security cameras just getting it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, man. I was cleaning that. Oh, what the How did it run into the dirty one? I don't know. Hi, I like your hat. Oh, sorry. Let me put my sponge away. I don't want you to think I'm, doing something I'm not supposed to do. There we go. $2, $2. Bye. Good God, dude. All right, is there any dirty spots over there? Oh, this must be where the guy was standing. No. Okay. All right, it's looking clean. Close the main door. Got it. Can we check the cameras again? Oh my God. Hey, Divine. Okay, he's not there anymore. I assume I need to flip the sign, right? Lock the staff doors. Oh. I'm assuming if we don't lock the doors, then bad things can get inside. One assumes. Get ready for the night shift. Oh boy. Why can't this still says open? Wait, is it 24? Wait, is it a 24/7 store? That might explain why I have to keep it open. Hell never sleeps. Touche. That's a very fair point. At night, you must maintain order and deal with night visitors. Keeping things under control leads to a successful shift and a satisfied boss. Be careful to leave the store, or be careless or leave the store, and you won't live to regret it. You won't live to regret it. So what do I do? Watch the store. Watch it do what? I need to look around through the computer's security system. Oh, that's the guy from earlier. What? That was the guy I just sold to. Wait for the night weirdos. Yeah, someone may come knocking after hours, whether to open the door, that's on you. Watch for oddities in speech, appearance, and watch the camera. Read them right. Customers and management may reward you. Get it wrong, and the consequences will be terrifying. Oh, we have to decide if we think they're good or not. Hey, buddy, please let me in. Who's there? It's Colin. I'm a local. I was shopping here earlier. I do remember him. Great. So can you let me in? There's weird noises out here. What are you doing here this late anyway? I missed the last bus back to town. Next one's not till morning. I think he might be okay. Or should I say, wait, I'll check something? Maybe I'll check something? All right. Let's... You better chill the hell out, homie. He seems normal. I have to go through this spiel again when I put him to the side. Well, it might be a bad idea, but I don't. He seemed okay. This action will have consequences. So what was wrong? I don't understand. Go check on the baby. There is no baby. There's that guy. There's no baby. Jesus Christ. He looked panicked and said there's a weird noise outside. That could be it. Yeah, I don't know. Knock, knock. Who's there? You. You're outside. I'm inside. Open up. Don't make me wait. Fuck off. No, that would be far too... Oh, look at the spelling. This action will have consequences? Bro, what is going on? I'm so confused. Do you think it might not be a bad thing? Mike, what up, dude? This guy, like, is he asleep in my store right now? Everything you do will have consequence. Okay. Open the main door and let the customer out. I guess I gotta let you leave now. That's the word on the street. Bye, I miss you. Close the main door. Okay. You turn the sign. No, it just told me to turn the sign to close. Yeah, so both of those, I gotta be honest, I don't know if I got them right or wrong. It said your action will have consequences, but I feel like we did the right thing. Nova, welcome in. Hello. Jake, hello. Thank you for the follow. All right, go to bed. Don't mind if I do. Maybe the happy chime was a good sign. That's what I thought too. All right, now we go sleepies. Night. Think it always says that after a choice? That would make more sense. Because like no monsters showed up. We heard a baby crying, but that was it. Starting the day off with some good old snow shoveling. Well, I guess I gotta shovel this too. All right. Oh, there's more. Oh. Okay. I thought it was just in front of the door. The only thing that you did not do is check the second guy from the camera. That's true. That's fair. All these quarters. Hey, Ren, how are you? Did this just show up? I gotta adjust my camera after stream. I feel like it's in a weird spot. But the lights were flickering. That's a dead giveaway. That's what, yeah. But remember, though, like, how would I know that that's a dead giveaway? If that's not something I would have learned through the game, then I don't want to know it yet. All right. Pickles. Is this locked right now? Son of a bitch. I gotta go unlock the door. There we go. Here. Do that. There we go. A little bit easier. Wait. Stock the shelves with new product. Okay. Oh, is it just not telling me where to go? Okay. The game did say that. Where did it say about the flickering? I absolutely could have missed it. Well, where did the pickles go? Canned food? Okay. Does it matter where it goes? We have pickles. The day is saved. Might as well finish that shelf with pickles. Doze, welcome in. Hello, hello. Oh, wrong side. Oh, canned foods. I was like, what the hell? Never mind. All right, this one still has product. I wonder if it's okay for me just to drop this here. Oddities, including lights and cam glitches. Okay. There we go. We'll just leave that there. Yeah, I'll definitely need to be reminded about what stuff is a giveaway and what's not. Oh, the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Don't have enough pickles? I don't think so. You can never have enough pickles. What do you mean? Never have enough picks. All right. What was this one? This was the nuts? What's on this shelf? Okay, more cereal.
Uh-uh.
This product belongs in a different section. What? Wait, what did it say on it? Snackies? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Alcohol, groceries, utilities, pets. I'm just reading all the signs right now. Yeah, pets, household chemicals, canned foods, bakery, alcohol, and snacks. So there we go. It says D's nuts. Am I watching the Super Bowl today? I am. I am indeed. You think he modeled that after somebody? I don't know. Just curious. I need chips. We need to restock these shelves. We need chips. What else do we need? We need bread. Chips, bread. Does it say left for dad? Oh my God. All right, what do we have? I need chips. Delicious D's nuts. That's right. Those are good. I assume maybe we'll be able to like unlock more stuff later. Maybe. I kind of want to leave this here though. I don't see why not. Not the D's nuts. I have to, man. I do have a lot of that product though. But bread and left for dad. I'm going to try to bring those over here too. Let's give it a whirl. Bread. So we have snacks, alcohol, utility, bakery, household, groceries, and pets. Okay. So we can see what stuff is available and what stuff is not. This is just a long game. I don't know. I haven't played through this game. You got me, boss. You got me, boss. Okay, put bread there. And what did I say I needed? The left for dad? Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing it for roughly an hour, I think. Maybe not even. I don't know if there's different types of alcohol or if it's just the left for dad. I don't want to like overly stock the shelves if there's other stuff that's supposed to be there. Emmy, hello. I've been good. How are you? Missy, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome in. All right. Canned foods. We also need grocery. All right, canned food and grocery. We're on it. Oh, like 30 minutes. Yeah, not even an hour. Shut up. Canned food. That's a pickle. How do I put you back? No. Return to store. No, it says return and it keeps flipping it off. What game is this? This game's called HELLMART. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm falling apart. I'm falling apart. Close, you bitch. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. Cereal. It's fine. Whatever. There. Let me put that guy right there. You know, I'd say it's probably fine. Wish stocking shelves was really that quick. I don't have any pet product yet. So that's okay. The generator is dead. Perfect.
Huh.
Out of fuel. Better grab a canister from storage. All right. Leave all the doors open? Yeah, why not?
Oh.
Everybody. Oh, everyone's friendly around here. It's fine. Great. Now we're playing DBD. What kind of bullshit? Keep the generator up and running at all times. A working generator powers all the store equipment. If it stalls, the store will plunge into darkness. Select a fuel canister in your inventory tab to refuel the generator. Great. Lovely. All right. And I have no more. So hopefully it'll restock each day. This guy's, I know. Oh. All right, do I need to kick the power back on or no? Refuel. Oh, so I didn't start the gen. Whoops. Finally catch it live. Hey, welcome in. Hello, Huggable. How are you? Oh my God, it does skill checks? What the
Huh?
Huh? Generator died. Fuel ran out. Found a canister in storage. Yeah, but how'd you even know? I tried calling you a couple minutes ago. No answer. My first thought. That's what they all say. Glad you figured it out, but if you don't want this to happen again, you better upgrade the generator. Man, we can upgrade the gen too? What the Check the computer. There's a program there called Shop++. You'll use to upgrade store equipment with your own cash. I'll cover a part. Okay, good. Any future upgrades, you'll be paying full price. That's it. Now go and upgrade the gen. Once you're done, open the store. Okay. You got it, boys. Store management. Security cam, shop, and supply. On the computer, you'll find more programs useful in managing the store. Upgrade the store features with cash and Shop++. Okay. Hi, Sean. Sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown. Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. I know. Order useful items. Okay. Delivered to the bus stop. Okay. So we need to wait, did they say upgrade the generator? Prevents breakdowns when using electronic devices. Installed. Next one will be 25 bucks. Uses less fuel, breaks down less often. That one's even better. And then staffed doors. Doors reinforced with metal. More advanced locks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Trash bin. Shelves. Trigger a sound alert in case of theft. Oh, great. Oh, tip jar. There we go. Hey, April, how are you? Use your own money to... I know, right? Oh, God. Using my money to upgrade the store. Ain't that some garbage? We are open. All right. Well, for now, I guess I'll throw a lock on that guy. I mean, I guess I don't need it during the day, but I imagine at night I will, right? Love this game. Oh, have you played through it? Can I buy gas? Let me see. Those are upgrades. Supply? Oh, it's for $1? Yeah, and I guess it'll arrive whenever it'll arrive at the bus stop. Or is it already there? Hi. Enjoy the store. Well, there we go. Nice. HELLMART. All right. That was fast. Gas for $1. Hi, welcome in. Don't steal. I'm watching you. Dude, I feel like I have so many, like, blind spots in this goddamn place. Hello. Oh, I see you got 2 bags of D's nuts. Good choice. The only place you get gas or $1 is Taco Bell. Well, okay. All right. Add a pack of cigarettes to that? Sure. Oh. I'm not going to tell the guy how to live his life. He can do whatever he wants. Receive 20, 350. So he needs, oh, it tells you literally the change. So he needs 1650. All right. There you go. And 50 cents. Who has those anymore? You can only view the 4 corners and now where the actual items are. Not where the actual items are. It's peak efficiency. Hi, welcome. How are you? Pickles, bread, cereal. Someone's gonna have a crazy night. Okay. Tell me, is the basement still sealed away? You don't know the story? Let me tell you. What the hell? Some time ago, a curious boy wandered between the aisles. In the center, there was a hatch leading to the basement. For some reason, it was open. Curiosity got the better of him. He leaned over the darkness, and the hatch slammed shut. When people rushed to the noise, the hatch was gone, as if it had never existed. The boy's muffled cries echoed through the store for a while. Thanks for sharing. Get the hell out of here. Do you see this? The whole store is covered in dirt. How is this acceptable? This is an outrage. I'm sorry, I'll clean it right away. Karen. Pay more attention and keep it tidy. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Get the hell out of my face, lady. I have customers. The damn Karen. Did you hear how it got all demonic? Look at her. There. Give me the money. You had $1.40. Yay! I think I met the quota. These nuts, chips. Oh. 8:30. If you don't like it, she can leave, right? What'd you buy? You would. Apply the discount immediately. No discount. Deal with it. Amazing. Hey, did everyone hear that? I show them a coupon and they tell me no discount. What a service. What do I do? You know what? I'm going to add, we'll add the discount. I was hoping to get an achievement for being nice to the Karen. Give me the money, you piece of shit. Something isn't right. You gave me less than you should have. You owe me $1.78. That's not up to, the change is correct. If you could count properly, I wouldn't still be standing here. Recount it in front of me. I'm not recounting anything. Perfect. Absolutely top tier. Oh my God. Get out of here, you piece of shit. Go on. Beat it, lady. Jerkhole. Give an inch, they take a mile, right? I gave her exact change. You can Karen her ass all the way back home. one of the birds flies into her. That'd be great. I hear ya. Hold on. I'm trying to clean the area for you. I'm sorry. It's a little dirty. I do apologize. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Hi. Nice nuts you have there. Got your bread and your beers and your stuff. We have $1.60. Enjoy. Get out. Nice coat. $48. Can I just keep it? Listen, I need to clean the store. If you guys could stop coming in here for the endless supply of pickles and bread. That'd be great. Thanks. It's so dirty. Y'all need to wipe your damn feet when you come into my store. Pickles and bread are good. Hold on. That's good enough for now. All right. Hi. Wait, didn't I just do this transaction? What the hell? Do you know if they would eventually be able to hire employees? I don't know. Is this only on PC? I think it is for now. I know I missed a spot. I left it alone so that I could continue working with my customer. She shotgunned it out front of the store. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? I hope they're getting the Karen right now. Yeah, kick her ass. I literally watched that window get filthy in front of me. Zero change. Goodbye. Uh-oh. Bro, what is wrong with your... Day's almost over. Wrap it up. You got it. $4, $4. Goodbye. Oh. Dirty spot. What if the crows are the Karen? They probably are. Where's the monster cans? That's basically what it is. Serve the last customer. Do this. Little squeeze, squeeze. All right. Hello. What do you have? Beer and pickles. Pack of cigs. You got it. 1996. Am I right? It's a 90s, Colin. All right. $43.90. Okay. We got 25, 50, 75. We've got 85. What do they need? 90? Oh, yeah. Nickel. There you go. Goodbye. Hey, Artsy. I'm good. How are you? Another dirty damn window. Got it. All right. What's it say to do? Close the main door. Got it. I think all of these are chained. Hey, Quiet Horror. How are you? Who's putting their hands on the windows? I don't know. There's some filth balls coming around here, though. Get ready for the night shift. All right. Well, I've locked all the doors. Anomalies threaten the integrity of HELLMART and the safety of its staff. Anomalies? Locate the anomaly by flickering ceiling light and remove it. What? Some anomalies can only be removed using specific tools, flashlight, mop, etc. I have a flashlight? Indicator in the top right corner shows if anomalies are present in the store. Oh, there's a white symbol. There's a white symbol in the top right. Does that mean there's an anomaly in the store? So what do? I gotta go find it? Does the white symbol mean it's okay? No, well, that's why I'm telling you what's up there, because you can't see it. It's the white eyeball. It's this. I'll show you. It's that. The lights are flickering over the cash register. Okay. Didn't it say something about flickering the lights? What was that sound? Oh, it's red. Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. I'm confused. Remove the stuff. Oh. Okay. I'm so confused. How do I fix the bell? It's over here. Oh my God. Shit, I got stuck. Fuck. You have to hit it with what? Can I hide? Fuck. I saw the axe. I could not get the axe. I tried. I was right there. It was right here. Look. I don't know if I was supposed to do something different or not, but it felt like I just had to wait it out. Ay, caramba. Good Lord. Flip the sign. Yeah, we need a technical break, please. Don't mind me. Had an anomaly. Yeah, the anomalies, I don't know whether or not, like, I need to figure out the different ways to find the anomalies, how to get rid of them, and all that stuff. Can you hide? In the decommissioned coolers? Wait, let me look around. Well, let me do it right now. Like this? How would I hide in there? Oh, it says hide. What? Look. Oh, I wonder how well that actually works. In the vents, I think. I need to, like, while we're not being, you know, chased down for murders, just do a little perusing. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just those doors. The light flickering tells you where it is, and then I just need to decide, I guess, how to get rid of whatever the anomaly is. Yeah, I saw the hide icon. Yeah, I saw it when we went over top of this. Not here, but here. I saw it. It's these doors. Yeah, some is okay. Yeah. Well, that was crispy. Go to bed. Not a problem. That was a long night. I'm going to sleep. Jesus Christ. You saw one for vents? Okay. Bethany, thank you so much for the rose. Hello, friend. Thank you for the Harvey. Some good old snow shoveling. Yeah, that sounds about right. Were these carts and stuff here before? Was it always this filthy around here? All right, where's our snow shovelings? Game seems confusing. No, I don't. I think it's just a matter of getting used to it. I think it was throwing a lot at once. So we just got to get used to it is all. Leave the doors open? Yeah, I'm a pretty welcoming guy. The monster just chased you, will vent at some point. Yeah. Well, that's what it felt like it did right there. Just chased and chased and chased until it eventually went away. Pango, thank you for the 13 months, dude. All right. Check the new stock. What do we got? Ah, sodas. Okay. Do we have anything else new? We have peanuts, whiskey. Okay. Cereal's the same. The rest of it is the same. Okay. Is it an anomaly game? I think it's kind of a mixed bag between a bunch of stuff. Well, let's go restock the whiskey. Hey, Sid. Son of a bitch. I did this to myself. All right, we go around. Now I know that I have a flashlight. That's cool. All right. Where's my alcohol? Right here. So there's the beer, and then we can put the whiskey over here. There we go. Okay. That guy. Fuel in the generator. Let's see. It's at 46%. Now, I wonder if it's worth it waiting. Because it might be. Soda. All right. Put the soda in here. I'm just going to stock it like this for now. I don't know if there's going to be different types of soda. I don't know how in depth it goes, you know? Grab another one. But not having to order stuff is nice. That is nice. Hey, Amanda, I'm good. How are you? Oh. All right. And then what else do we need? Or what else can I have? We don't have any chemicals, no utility yet. None of that jazz. Cereal, I mean, eventually. Pickles, cereal and pickles, I guess. Yeah. Check for upgrades. I need to see how much money I have, honestly. Caitlin, thank you for the daily heart me. Hello. Let's go. Pickles. We need to hire someone for stock. You know? All right. I still have pickles in here, so I'm going to save them. Didn't you leave box on the floor? Oh, I did leave. Yeah, wait. Oh, right here. Oh, yeah. I did leave boxes. You're right. I don't know how many boxes I left, though. Let's see. There's a beer box here. And more. Yeah, that's gone. Okay. Might as well use the half. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. Let me look again. Let's go up and down the aisle real fast. So I could definitely use some nuts. I feel like I want this to go away so that I can put the nuts there and there. But I could also buy more shelves, honestly. That might be the way to do it. All right, throw that away. But we could definitely use more bread for sure. Really, I guess just bread for now? Why is the under construction thing on the shelves? I'm assuming just waiting for me to do what I need to do to unlock more stuff. Crowd control? Dude, they might add it. I don't know. I see some more bread there on the floor. We'll use it here. There we go. Some more nuts too, yeah. Let's just go ahead and get that now. Peanuts. Nuts. Drop the box. And then I had an empty box here. We take this and we throw it away. Good. The generator, I'm going to wait for now and then I'm going to check on it later. Hey, Honorable. It's going well, friend. How are you? All right, good. Gravy. Good, great, grand. Oh, I need to check to see if I need to clean anything. Don't think so. Nobody's been in here, right? Hi, Hannah. Welcome in. No more cleanings. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and put. There we go. Oh. Break glass in case of fire. Yeah, right. Fire's not really a threat here. But if a real danger comes, this might be the only thing protecting yourself. Oh. Well, how do I use? What about the nut box? Well, the nut, no. I'm leaving that there so that I have extras. That way, whenever I use up a bunch, then we'll be good to go. All right, let's go for it. Come on in. Let's check on stuff while we're doing that. Supply. So I guess we haven't used boards yet. Probably going to be needed, I imagine, at some point. My computer. Access denied. Temporarily unavailable. Restorage. Okay. Forecast. What the? Hi. I needed to board up the doors. Yeah, I guess I'll need them to board up like these doors at night. I assume. Shop Plus works. Yeah, that does. Yeah. For upgrades and things. I have 30 bucks. New locks lets you unlock doors from both sides. Oh yeah, we're buying that. Oh yeah. Civilized Pasta, 2 years, dude. Thank you so much. Chili, thank you for the follow, man. Are the shop lights off? I don't think so. Bro, why are you smiling like that? Why is the lights flickering? Is there an anomaly? Is there an anomaly? Are they the anomaly? Dockerton! Doc, have you played this yet? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Dude, this person's having a party. Holy. The lights are flickering. Should I be worried right now?
Oh, I found your baby grain.
I don't know you.
Are
Are you working alone here? Yeah, just me. Can I help you? You took his place? And now he's gone. Cigarettes, any kind? Okay. Here's your change, sir. Have a lovely day, okay? Bro, he even ducked to go outside. Why are the lights flickering in here? Are there anomalies during the day? Oh my God, bro. You... Excuse me, who's standing behind? Probably need to check the gen. Oh yeah, it could be the generator. You're right. Very good point. There's no one behind me. Maybe you're right. I recommend you get some rest. Have a nice day. Oh, jeez. Let's go check the gen. That's a really good point. Mr. Doc, I hope that your games were good, sir. 21%. I mean, is that okay? Shut up. Wait. Wait, didn't I buy extra gas? Oh my god, bro. Y'all are creepy. I'm being overrun. I'm being overrun. Well, yeah, but I thought I bought 2 things of gas. Did I not buy more? Get in there. Get in there. My god. $85, $90. Get the hell out of here, dude. Oh, it's on the wheel. I do have more. You're right. Okay. Get your whiskey. Get your nuts. Get your soda. Get out of here. No change. Yay, I met the quota. Let's go. These are fun. I had a bit more hot sauce. I probably... Oh, yikers. Oh, yikers. Hey, Ice. How are you? There we go. All right, there we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Excuse me. I saw you slipping all that stuff into your bag. Here's the deal. I'll give you half the cash and nobody saw a thing. Okay, hand me $4. Yeah, get the hell out of here, thief. What do you mean no? What happened? What did I do wrong? Why do you all have such... Who pays an $100? Who? You're out of peanuts. Are you gonna do something about it? Of course. Yes. Am I really out of nuts already? Damn, dude. You took the $4 and didn't make them pay the store. Oh, whatever. It's fine. I got shit to do. You let the criminal get away. Well, you know what? It's his lucky day. What a lucky dog. I swear. Bro. I gotta clean. Could be a glitch, missing a knob. Well, that's what I was curious about, was like, if it's... Because they said something about lights flickering and anomalies. So I'm wondering if that's tied to it. He'll be back. We'll make him pay then. It's fine. But I thought that anomalies would only show up at night, not in the middle of the day. You're a little too proud about what you did here. Give me your shit. When was the last time you went to a confession or even stepped into a church? Not really my thing. That's a shame, but it's too late to rethink your ways, repent, and turn to God. Get the hell out of here, dude. Definitely, you'll be looking forward to meeting him. Okay. Would you get the hell out of here? She's super jazzed about those chips. Wait, what's that say? Oh, pick up the delivery. I haven't done that yet. Oops. Start the gen? Wait, I didn't think the gen ever stopped. Hold on. It's literally running. What do you mean start the gen? I do need to restock the nuts. Something tells me tonight's gonna be rough. Got chills all over. Got a nose for these things, just like back then. Oh, great. Am I the like, did I replace this guy? Is that what the tall man was talking about? Ice, thank you for the prime, dude. Oh my God, it's a butthole. Ah, Eric. You need planks. You can order on your computer to supply. Board up all the stuff. Is it really that serious? Just do what I said. You'll thank me later. Okay. 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 Buy wooden planks. Okay. I already bought 3, but I guess I'll buy 3 more. Hi. Sorry. Still don't understand the light flickering thing. Give me the monies. I give you the change. Is it 95? No, 90. You're out of peanuts. I know. Would you F off? How's it going so far? Good so far. Oh God, it's becoming dark. I need to hurry up and get my nuts. It might be too late for that. Where are my nuts? Right there. He said don't go out at nighttime. I'm out here at nighttime. Nuts. There we go. It's getting dark. Dude, they sold so fast. They're like hotcakes, but they're not because they're nuts. All right, buy 3 planks. I guess it needs me to do that to move forward. I'm gonna buy 2 things. Can I not buy? Okay. Oh, check for anomalies. Oh, you're right. Yeah. That's a good point. With the lights flickering and all that jazz, I don't know if that means that there's something I need to find or not. Silly blue cat, thank you for the 27 months. Smoke Gouda. Thank you, friends. Oh my goodness gracious. I think the lights might be glitched. I could check the cameras again real fast. Like, you see all the shiny? Hello? You got it. Frozen storage. Yeah, it was throwing me off though. There's so much ice in there. Oh God. Sun's still up. We're okay for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I better barricade the place before nightfall. Ah, shit. All right. And nope, wrong thing. Go there, grab the boards. There we go. Do that. Oh, hey, you don't have to wait for it. Oh, that's nice. How many boards do I have left? I have 4. Let's put 2 here for now and then 2 over there. Hi, TV. Hello, how are you? Okay. I'm assuming maybe you only technically need 1. That's why it said 3. That's my guess. See a spirit. Have a good one. I still don't completely understand why the lights have been like that the entire time. But I guess it is what it is. Not too bad. Heck yeah. Get ready for night shift. Okay, well, I don't know how much more ready I can get. What? At night, the store becomes crowded with phantoms, spirits, and all kinds of anomalies, as if something is trying to get inside from the other side or from another dimension. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. I'm not checking it.
Huh.
What? What was that sound? What the fuck? Ugh. Get out of here. Oh my God. When night falls, the monster will try to get inside. Barricade the doors in advance, which we did. Axe is the perfect tool to defend the store against the grabby hands. Mm-hmm. Oh, they try to take the boards off the walls. What the? Okay. Oh, great. It's Phasmo, but red, creepy little three-finger hands. Above all, do not let the monster inside or the consequences will be irreversible. Ah, crumbs. That was handy. I hate it here. Hi, Withering Rich. How are you, friend? If I stand in the corner, I'll be okay, right? What was that? Bro, I'm losing it. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, do you remember the hidden doors? Do you remember them talking about the hidden doors? That's what it is. It's these. Get out of here, Slither McSlitherface. Get out. Oh, it's the basement. Oh, hey, half off. Can't pass up on a deal. Here, you squishy bitch. The door has no planks on it, I think. Wait, what? Got it. Well, the front door doesn't, but I don't think I was supposed to put planks on the front door because I can lock that door the other way. Bro. You squishy little hooker. Watch this door. What do you think I'm doing? It just updated me and said to watch for the store. Okay. The other side door. No, did it take the planks off? Oh, and it's unlocked. What? Store looks new. The equipment is modern, yet the longer you stay here, the more it feels like the place is much older than it looks. Oh, God.
Huh.
That's what the cracking was? Oh, my God. Okay, the light is still flickering. I don't... Yeah, we're going to need more boards. But the thing of it is, well, if I take the plank off, I have one right now. Okay. So that's not bad because I can save them. So that's not bad. Update. Your stream. Wait, what? Ooh, recyclable. So that is nice. Hey, Doc. Oh, I did it again. Whoops. It was all right. I gotta stop clicking like that. All right. Anyway. Flip the sign. I need to buy a bunch of boards. So I have 6. I need 3 more. But first we need to go sleep. Oh my God. Game on. Apparently every single day I have to start with shoveling. Or so they say. Yeah, there's 5 of them. Okay. What the hell? Listen, I will leave that door open every time. It'd be really funny though if, because I left it open, all of a sudden some monster was inside. That'd be kind of funny. Put down a beat and get those. How many days are there? I don't know. That's a great question. All right, and there's one more that I apparently missed all the way over there. Apparently. There we go. Check the stock and storage. Oh yeah, we got to restock for sure. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if the light flickering is just a thing you just deal with or not. I don't know. Leave and rejoin to fix the light bug? Maybe? Because it's a new day? Hey, it's a new life. Oh, I gotta shovel again. Oh, I can't even get inside because of it. Yeah, there must have been some weird bug. Okay. So, lights were being all kinds of crazy. We left the game and came back in and it's fine. It's a horrifying start menu. Yeah, it's a jump scare. We have light. Hey, Westcott, thank you for the follow. How are you? There we go. And I have the same exact thing. You fixed. Thank you, Artsy. No, that was a good idea. That was good thinking. All right. Do we have other cleanings to do? Doesn't look like it. Do a sponge. Doesn't look like it. All right. Time to restock. Oh, you can actually see the door, bro. I finally found the hatch from that local story, the basement where the kid supposedly disappeared. I'm sure of it now. Whatever lives here took him. Old army make arm shorts. There's just one thing that doesn't fit. According to the story, the kid vanished during the day, but this thing only hunts at night. Ooh, spooky. Ooh. All right. That shelf is open and we're putting nuts there. So I need nuts, whiskey, baker. I mean, really, I literally should just bring one of everything inside of here and then just go from there. Ah, nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh, Tay. Got in there. I could probably restock literally everything. So I'm just going to grab one of everything and see how it goes. If I don't need it, I'll just drop the box in the store. Just leave it there. All right, there's cheaps. I think the nuts have been selling more than the cheaps. But for now, we'll put this guy over there. That's nuts. That is what she said. Wild West Jesus, hello. New game, yeah, it's pretty new. It's been out for less than a month. Pickles. Is the same thing every night or is it changing? Oh, yeah, well, each night has been different for me. Each night has been us having to do something different to protect ourselves. Like that first night running away from whatever the hell that thing was. Like, do I just put more pickles here or is there going to be another type of canned food? Like that's, I don't want to fill the shelf if there's going to be another. I'm doing good. Stream Elements gives you tips for Faz. Yeah, well, oh, fuck it. Look, there's hot dogs. What was that? Hold on. Yeah, hot dogs in the bakery. Where was the bakery? Right here. Oh, but I barely have any room for any hot dogs. All right, let's put it here. I know that. We'll just wait for that bread to go away. Or what I could do. What I could do. Hold on. What needs restocked here? Alcohol. Got it. Fucking hot dog. Okay, I need alcohol. Beer. Give. Because I assume that it's sort of like supermarket sim, where what you do is you can take an empty box and you can fill it with the product. Aha. See? And then once you fill it with that product, then you have the open space there. So now it's a hot dog shelf. You can get empty boxes out of the storage in the corner. Yeah, I could, but if I'm doing restocking anyway, then I don't even have to worry about it, right? Yeah. What is the difference? This one's a horror game where things try to kill you. Probably more soda. What's our generator? 59%. Didn't lose much on the sodas. Not much. Oh, fun. I like the customers at least tell you what's out of stock. That is nice. Ooh, minced meat for the frozen section. Okay. They do not sell ranch sodas here. You shut your lips. Wait, can I double stun? No, okay. Yep, there we go. Really, you know what? All right. I'm going to save that box there because it might be handy. Is it multiplayer? No. We do more minced meat. There we go. There we go. All right. So nuts, chips, bakery. I have one thing of fuel. I need to buy 3 planks. Cereal we could do. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Cereal, buy gas, and planks. I keep coming back to the same thought. Maybe there's no monster. What if the store itself is the monster, sleeping during the day, waking up at night, trying to digest anyone still trapped inside? Trying to digest is crazy. Give me the box. Oh, were those already there? I guess when I unlocked it. Oh, interesting. All right, I need to order stuff. I need cereal, but we have a lot of cereal. What we need is supplies. We might as well go full send, yeah. There we go. Oh. Can I unlock the door? Pick up the delivery at the bus stop. I know, but I can't. God damn it. Can you board up the vents in the floor to keep the monster out? I don't know. My assumption is that you can only do it to the 3 doors. Not to anywhere else, but I don't know for sure. Let's find out. Hey, Connie, how are you? Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, if you just came in, we've got some missing people here. Very interesting. Was there a product back there that I didn't get yet? Chips, soda, minced meat, cereal, hot dogs, bread, beer, light bulbs. Ooh, the utility. There we go. Aha. Utilities. Here we are. That's a cool box. And they're LEDs. That's nice. Can I put another one? Yeah. Wait, yeah, I could do that. Recognize those people? Yeah, I recognize some of those people. Just a few couple at least. Knob, thank you for the follow. Westcott, hello. Oh, it's on this side. What did this sticky note say? Store's also part of the HELLMART as everything else. Yet for some reason, that thing has no interest in it. Weird. It's warm and dry in here. A perfect place for a nest. Well, don't give it ideas. Ads are about to play in about a minute, friends. Just a heads up. All right. Where's the utility? There we go. What is this game about? It's a supermarket simulator that's a horror game where you have to try to stay alive. All right. I could do one thing of cereal, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a thing of cereal. You squawk at me, bitch. Yeah, there we go. Do that. Drop that there. Pow. Yeah, it's on Steam. Yeah, you could Google it. You'll see that it's only on Steam. All right, time to board it up. Well, do I wait? I don't need to board it up until nighttime. So really, we don't have to worry about it. But we can check for possible upgrades. 29 bucks. It costs 25 for a generator upgrade. 20 bucks. Doors reinforced with metal plates. Intrusions take longer. There's that guy. There's a trash bin. There's shelves. Security. And I could spend 10 bucks on a tip jar. Feel good? Yeah, for now. For now. You're thinking doors? Tip jar could be nice, getting that extra money, because then we could get that and then spend that money on the extra stuff. Triggers a sound alert in case of theft. I kind of like that. Let's do those. Vote for Teeps. Look, little tape jar. There we go. All right, ads are playing. We're going to wait. Ads are playing. All right. Oh, yeah, there's going to be, I can only imagine there's probably going to be a big old handful of stuff that I have not re-uploaded to OBS, so I'll have to figure out as we go. Sick mug, thanks. It's in honor of Cheebs. What night is it? Night 4 or 5. Maybe 4? Maybe. Could be, maybe, possibly, probably. Game seems interesting. I'm just learning it right now. I think that's the biggest thing. Still going strong over there. Thank you, Logix. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Jelly of the Reese's mug? Dude, they stopped making this mug when? Hold on. Yeah, 2009. 2009. Oh, yes. Always feed the mods. Please do. We need popsicles. We need popsicles. Popsicles, pet picks, you name it. Yeah, I had to find that bad boy on eBay. It was all for the memes. It was for the funnies. Need another Josie pick? I got you covered. It might have my foot in it, but it does have a Josie in there. Yeah, Eternity, hello. Honorable, thank you for the gifted to Dragon. Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else watching the Super Bowl today just to eat food? How big is the mug? I don't know how many ounces it is. It's a lot. It's a lot. My whole intention of watching the game today is for food. That's why I'm watching it. Josie and Flash toe picks. Yeah. I love being a Patreon supporter. Well, today, I don't know. She was being weird today. We were sitting upstairs just hanging out, and usually like what she'll do is she'll like the pillows that we have on the couch will lay flat, and then she'll use it like a little throne, or she'll like rest on the back of the couch. But today I was sitting there and she like came up to me and she got on top of my lap and then like laid down and fell asleep. I was like, what is this? She does that sometimes, but not very often. If I see anything, it'll be performances. Yeah, for sure. Can't wait to see Green Day. The app is being buggy. Every time I give it a sub, it boots me to the home screen. Oh, weird. You went to a cat cafe? How was that? That'd be pretty cool. She's a cat in a dog body. She really is. She really is. Yeah, ads are done. Ads are done. We are back. Dee, 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 dee. It's weird. The game was like not capturing unless I clicked in. That was super weird. Probably Mrs. Mom. It's her favorite human. Mrs. Flash is her favorite human 100%. Yeah. Want cats, but without a job, it's not smart yet. So, oh yeah, that's fair. Daddy hugs. I think it's what they said. I think it's because she misses Mrs. Flash. I'm the bonus human. Yeah, you'll do for now, I guess, until she shows up. That's funny. That's funny. There's a cat cafe not far from you. Oh, nice. All right, let's get back into this, yeah? So, I think we just need to open the door. We're pretty restocked. I think we're okay for now. Mug is 24 ounces. Yeah, there you go. Checkpoint saved. So, at the end of the night, we're going to need to make sure that we... You know what? Should I lock these up? I mean, during the day, I don't have to worry about that, right? I assume. I could check the generator, though. That might not be a bad idea. Feels like the mist. It does, especially out front. 56. Okay, we'll need some eventually. Do I know how much the game is? I don't remember how much it is. I bought it a little while ago, so I don't remember. Hello, you're not trying to steal anything, are you? I've got a sound that'll go off if you do. Even the door ding is creepy. It is a little bit. Why'd that guy grab nothing and walk up to me? Why do the hot dogs look like this? What the hell? Oh, cigarettes. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Yes, sir. Right away. You managed to keep this place going for now. What the f... I thought... Look at them lining up behind it. Oh, don't mind me. Sorry, you're right. It's funny watching you cling to these rules. Are you sure following them is worth all the patience, all that effort? I'm not sure. Doubt's a good sign. Means your head's still working. What kind of rule is that anyway? Don't let it in. Who exactly and why? No explanations, only questions. Or maybe you're the one who wasn't supposed to get inside. Ever thought about that? And someone must have broken that rule. And now you're stuck in a cage alone, guarding it without even knowing why. Wonder if they're getting the store now like that. Okay, okay. Oh wait, your cigarettes, sir. Sir, you forgot your cigarettes. Sir. Oh. Well, you don't want these. Can I put them back? Okay. So, hi. Oh no, please don't help me at all. Asshole. Oh. Bro, I swear to God. You know what? I'm giving you the cigarettes that he licked. That's right. Enjoy your day. Bro, every single person has a $100 bill. But did he tip? Oh, great question. There is change in there. Maybe he did. It'd been funnier to hear it, though. It would have been way funnier if I heard him tip. Stop being such a creep. $0.50. Absolutely. Have a good day. No shirt, no shoes, no eyelids, no service. I like those rules. All right, got light bulbs, pickles, and whiskey. I think I heard that song before. See a weirdo? All right, let me check my, I haven't checked on the cleaning stuff. Anything for cleanings? Any cleanings? Trying to be on top of it. I let that shit go before. No, no, no. Something is wrong. Too many hands. Too many hands on the dance floor. Well, everything goes in the same bag. Yeah. Oh. Hello? Who's this? What do you want, asshole? Okay. Well, it was lovely talking to you. Oh, hey, it's Karen. Hi, Karen. You jerk. Oh. Excuse me, but these prices are outrageous. It seems like you're trying to overcharge everyone who stops here. Prices are rising everywhere. Deal with it. Very convenient excuse for no exception. Get out of here, Karen. I thought she said she wasn't coming back. I know. What a jerk. Damn, she survived the birds. Let me do the reg. Oh, I'm at the register. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get you out of here. All right, 55 cents. There you go. Have fun. What? Why are you all smiling like this? I don't like, every one of them is smiling like this and I don't like it. Oliver, thank you for the daily heart me, dude. Like, why? What's the joke? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Bread, whiskey. Okay. Oh, here she comes. Here to complain. Let me guess, the nuts weren't warm enough for you. I'll add the coupon. Oh, hey, that did something to meet my quota. $1.70. You got it. Hey, JD, how are you? Bye, Karen. Nobody misses you. Peter Murphy. What up, homie? What time is it? All right, I got to keep my eyes peeled. We have a hard stop today. I have to be done streaming by like 5. So we've got a little, what the hell? Oh, did she tip? Did it say that she tipped? Did I just not see it on the screen? No dirty windows. Okay, we're doing good. Not trying to do anything bad, are you? Hey, not trying to do anything. Oh, Jesus Christ. Never mind. I'm sorry. I haven't heard a noise go off, so I'll assume that we haven't been thefted on. Wonder what the noise is going to be. Check, please. Thefted upon. Has not happened yet. I'm watching her. She's vibing though. Oh, hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hot dogs. And a pack of cigs. You got it. Hot dogs and cigarettes. Yay, quota. Good day, sir. Cold out there, huh? The frost goes straight to the bone. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. Where are my manners? My name is Albert Grayson, though folks around here call me Father Grayson. I'm the priest of the church nearby. Some of my churchgoers have spoken about you, so I decided to come over and greet you properly. Nice to meet you. Really glad that we crossed our paths, so tell me, how do you like our little town? Folks here are warm-hearted, though a bit peculiar at times. Yeah, you got a few characters here. Well, every town has a few of those. What matters is sticking together. By the way, since we're talking about life in our town, I've been trying to gather some support for our community needs. Even something like $10 would help us a great deal. Should I ask where the money's going to go? I'm torn. We're supporting a small project right now. I'll tell you more when the time comes. For now, any help means the world. What if I give him the money? Like, what if giving him the money does something good for us and we just don't know it until we do? The lady behind him is so jazzed to see him. She's like, that's my father. Like, what if I do that? Then all of a sudden, one night he shows up, flies in through the front door. I think we should do it. This action will have consequences. This is the full game, man. Yeah, it's fully released. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this helps. We won't forget it. Every decision we've made, though, has said there would be consequences, to be fair. We just contributed to his habits. You know what? Our conscience is free and clear. Oh. That's what matters. Get out of here, you silly goose. What do you have? All right. Light bulb, beer, cereal. These combos are quite the fun. 1, 3, and then you need, there you go. Okay. That guy again. Yeah, we have a lot of like customers that are showing up on the same. I mean, they're showing up again and again and again. Hey, man. Oh, come on. Gooing all over my windows. What the hell's wrong with you? You jumped? Sorry, Morgan. It was not my intention. Oh, that sucks. Hey, I would have served you. Oh, man. They walked away. I was gonna help them. Oh, there's a goose spot on the floor. All right. Hey, Maze, how are you? It's always that same damn window, right? Almighty, welcome in. All right, so close the main door. Got it. I have boards. I have them. Yep. Oh, shit. It's getting dark in this piece. There we go. That was close. Twas close. Yeah, lock the staff doors. Okay. Get ready for the night shift. Well. Let's put 3 on each one. I think that's the way to go. Such a good game. It's been good so far. There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, mistakes were made. Oh, God. I'm stuck running forward because I did the alt, because I alt-tabbed. I alt-tabbed. Oh, wait. Did that fix it? Camera glitch. Doesn't that mean they're bad? There's a camera glitch. What do you want? Bro, what is that? You used to work here. No, I can't help you. Please, I'm begging you. No, leave. completely normal. That scream is not normal. Oh, I can't even get the axe right now. Okay. That face. Oh, the axe in my inventory. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, there. Okay. Oh, that's telling me there's anomalies. Oh, it's telling me there's anomalies. I understand. Okay, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Okay. Do you guys notice anything? Product. Yeah, I saw the product. So that's where that is. I feel like I should have this out. I feel like I should just have this at the ready. Okay. More anomalies. Maybe I check the cams. Nothing. Oh. Oh man, it's not good. It's not good. Oh, product. Now, I saw a thing that had like bloody writing and stuff before, right? You see any extra product or anything? Okay. Oh, clean up aisle 3. Not oh. Oh, blood. Nice. That put us back to nothing. I have the white eyeball now. In the freezer in the back. Okay, give me a sec. Okay. In the freezer in the back. What's that sound? Oh, good eye, dude. Good eye. Can I come in? I have nowhere else to go. What are you doing here so late? Had problems at home. I don't want to go back there. Should we let them in? They seem okay. Nah? They seem normal, right? What? What? Where'd the shoplifter go? They seem okay. All right, come in. That might be a bad idea. It might not be. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm ready to chop him away. All right. It's still the white eyeball. Was that an anomaly? I guess. Same person on top of the shelves. Oh, it might have been. All right. So the things to look for: extra product, like random like product that doesn't belong in the store. That is so unnecessary. Flickering lights, yeah. Oh, it's okay. I need you to calm down. You're scaring my customers. Yeah, the light's flickering outside. Probably gonna be a no for me, dog. Open the door. Someone's chasing me. I'll give you 10 bucks. Who's chasing you? I don't know. I heard footsteps in the dark, heavy ones. I really don't want to find out who's after me. But 10 bucks is 10 bucks is an option. I don't need your money. Go away. 10 bucks is 10 bucks. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bunch of heathens. Man, this night feels like it's a long one. Jesus. There we go. Good gravy, man. Back corner of the store, bottom shelf. Back corner of the store, bottom shelf. Oh, was there something over here? Song? Like over this way that I didn't see before? If it costs you your life, right? Hey, are you okay? You look fine. Go on, get out of here, you crazy kids. It's all good. It looks like now. Yeah, the white eyeball that I have in the top right, or the eyeball in the top right that tells me when I have stuff and I don't. It was white for that whole last part. Yeah, lots of trauma. All right, close the main door. Flip it to sign. Ass part. Imagine one day Karen knocks to you. Wait, what? Ass part. Official, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Bedtime? Go to bed. The eyeball is covered by my camera, yeah. And that's okay. That's so far, that's the only thing that has been covered. Has been the eyeball. Yeah. Hang in there, baby. Just slumbers. Day 5. Blah. Let me guess. Snow. Every damn time. What? What is the point of this? Why am I shoveling snow in the middle of this area? I think the icon means there's an anomaly. White means it's not bad. Yellow. Well, I don't think there's been any point where I haven't seen the icon at all. Like I've seen the icon there at all times, unless there's always been an anomaly. $1's $1. All right, so now we have a whole bunch of new storage stuff. Did it look like that before? No way, I'm not cleaning up this mess. Reflections negatively affect performance. So it's better to avoid excessive self-admiration. But what if I want to clean it though? All right, well, I guess we're not having that. Let's just try to be helpful. Damn, dude. Oh, that's nice. The upgrade of being able to do it from here. But, okay, so I unlocked the door, but I can't open the door from here. Oh, the planks. Oh, you're right. It's boarded up. I forgot. Duh. Is there wood? Yeah, there's wood. Totally forgot. All right, let's remove it. There we go. Guys, so normally for Valentine's Day, we don't do I have time for another day? That's a great question. We have 10 minutes until I need to wrap it up. We might not have time for another day. I might need to call it for now and then come back to this. What we could do is on either Monday or Wednesday, I could come back to this. So Monday, after we do the weekly, I could come back and continue it. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. No, that's a really good point. The game name is HELLMART. Yeah, if I tried to do another one, I think I'd be risking it. It would be too much. Yeah, yeah. So what I'll do is we'll call it here for today, and then I'll pick back up on this either tomorrow after the weekly or on Wednesday. So you guys can help me decide how we're going to do that. But for now, we'll call it there. Like I said, I had to hard stop today by 5. So we'll spend the last like 10 minutes just jibber jabbering and having conversation. Yeah, I don't think I'd get another day in 10. I think it'd be a little bit more than that. I'd be rushing my way through for sure. Yeah. But guys, thank you for watching, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, friends. I'm going to stop on the other places now, friends. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm glad that all worked. So far, it seems okay. No big hiccups or anything. I think there's still things going on, but it's been good enough that I could at least be in multiple places today. So much love, friends. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go find someone to raid here in a minute, but we'll talk for a couple minutes. This has been good so far. Like, the thing that I like about this so far is, yes, there's a lot of random things you need to figure out how to do, but I don't know. I feel like it's not too much to handle. And the more repetition of each day, you're figuring out how to do things. Like, that's the way that I've been experiencing this. I'm learning more and more every single day we do it. Game's very interesting. Yeah, yeah. It's cool so far. I like it. Thank you, Divine. No, it's been good. I like it a lot. So we'll definitely come back because I at least want to do, we have to at least get through it once. At least one time. But we also need to do, Quarantine Zone with you guys as survivors. I haven't done that yet either. Reminds you of Shift at Midnight? Shift at Midnight. Was it literally called Nightmare? Wait. Oh, wait, it was Shifted. Oh, I haven't played that game. I never had the chance to play that one. Need to finish my last Extraction. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think the graphics. I remember the graphics looking actually pretty cool for that other game. Yeah, yeah. I regret that I can watch you only on Sunday because of my time zone. That's fair. So Mark probably play it. I haven't. I've watched friends play it a little bit, but not by much. Realistic experience of working customer service. The other game or this game? Or a little bit of both? Hello, child. Thank you, sir. I was eyeballing the time. Thank you. What team were you? Did you guys bet money? Oh, okay. Don't bet money on the puppy bowl. Love you. You should be, yeah. Make sure you take them off at the top of the stairs. All right, thank you, sir. Him and Landon were watching the puppy bowl. Got your time reminder there? Yeah, he came down to make sure. He's like, hey, by the way. Because really, I need to leave the house by like 5:10, 5:15. So that's why I was like, if I hard stop by 5 o'clock, then I will have more than enough time to get ready to go out the door. So that was the plan. I work in a casino and never thought about sports betting for the puppy bowl. Dude, I feel like that'd be way more entertaining. Gonna go back and watch the Faz vids. Yeah, you're good. Listen, if you need background noise that's not something you have to continue to click on, the 24/7 channel has been playing Faz. So there's always that too. No, I'm not going somewhere. I'm just getting food, Mr. Song. No, we're staying here because Mrs. Flash and Izzy are going to be coming home from dance. So they're going to be getting home probably closer to halftime. So I wanted to make sure that I had stuff for them when they got back. For Valentine's Day, I was trying to have ideas for what to do. Because like we don't do much. Like we do very little things for each other on Valentine's Day. It's like, card, candy, that kind of stuff. And I thought this year I could get her just like a little bit more. So what I'm going to get her is I'm going to get her a replica of the book from Up. The adventure book. Do you know what I'm talking about? Our adventure book, I think is what it's called. I'm going to get her the Our Adventure book and I'm going to get her a small, tiny pocket portable printer so that she can take photos and then print them out immediately as stickers and then put them as stickers in the book. And then we can write stuff in there and then we can pin different things from where we travel and all that stuff. Yeah. So we both love Disney. I felt like it was a very appropriate thing to do. Yeah. I think she's going to like it. She never expects anything and I never expect anything. So that's why I like to try to go out of the way to do things occasionally where she wasn't expecting it. Like last year for Mother's Day. She was not ready for that. Yeah. Me and Minnie's song, older one is out with her boyfriend's family and Mrs. Song is over by, is that boyfriend or best friend? Mr. Song is over, Mrs. Song is over by her friend's house for dinner tonight. Got you. No, she watches the stream sometimes. She better not be watching right now and ruining things. Boyfriend's house. I got you. We need another Mrs. Flash night. That could be arranged. That could possibly be arranged. I could talk to her. See what she thinks. It's not out of the question. But she does watch sometimes. Usually when she watches, it's her tuning in just to see how things are going. She might get another gym. This is facts. Any plans to go to Disneyland, not Disney World? I would like to at some point. What did I do for Mother's Day? Last year for Mother's Day, I recreated all of her favorite Disney things. So when she woke up, I had a custom screen that I created that was like the screen when you go into your resort room. I made something like that for her with like music in the background looping and everything. And then for breakfast, I made her bacon, eggs, and Mickey waffles. And I made the Mickey waffles with the same mix that they use from Disney and made it the exact same way. And then for lunch, I recreated the sci-fi drive-in. So I blacked out the windows in our living room, put a table in there, put some lamps like they were car headlights. I made her the meal. I made her the burger, the onion rings, and a shake, I think it was. And then I'm trying to remember what else I did that was Disney related. I got her Disney like things. Like I got a puzzle and some other stuff to mess with. At night, what I did was I found a really high quality video of the fireworks. So what I did was I had the fireworks playing on the TV, and then I got an LED strip to go around the back of my TV that reacted to the colors. So when the fireworks were going off, it was like blasting across the room. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was so great. I was so happy with myself. It looked so good. I was so happy. So, I was surprised with how good it all looked. Yeah. So it was great. Had a blast. Listen, she deserves it. She deserves every damn bit of it. That and more. Oh, she did. She loved it so much. She loved it so much. And I'm glad she did. All right, let's go find somewhere to go. Let's go raid. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. We might continue with this tomorrow. Like after the weekly. We have the weekly to do, obviously. But maybe after the weekly, we go back and continue so we can at least finish through one run through. You know what I mean? How long have you guys been married? Almost 15 years. No, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, man. I'm hoping you're liking the game. It's been pretty cool. She is an amazing woman. She has to put up with a lot of crap, not just from us, but she's a teacher. So she has to put up with a lot of stupid stuff all the time. All the time. Oh my goodness, I carumbas. Okay. Work being done. All right. Let's go. Oh, you know what? We got a friendo that's on. They're playing something different, but you know what though? They're an amazing friendo. Yeah, she's a teacher. She teaches second grade. Yeah. Second grade magnet. All right. My lovely beans. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today, man. Thank you guys for the subs and the biddies and chilling. Thank you for the follows. If you're new here, I appreciate you. I'm glad that the multi was working. That wasn't working last time, which sucked, but it was what it was. I'm glad that it worked today. Something still feels off, but the game was running smoothly for the most part. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow as well. We shall see. But thank you guys. Much love, friends. The items in question that were reordered should be here, I think, by Tuesday. If I saw that correctly. I think. I'll double check later, but it should be here by Tuesday. So yeah, wheel things and stuff and things. All right, guys. All the loves. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you guys are going to watch the Super Bowl, enjoy yourself. If you're really just doing it just for food, kind of like we are, then I hope that you guys have a good time. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for more fun shenanigans. Goodbye.